Later that evening, everyone made their way to the much-anticipated welcome celebration for Arin. Yuna stepped into the building and paused, scanning the lively room for familiar faces, secretly hoping to catch sight of Minsu. She lingered on the thought, but quickly reminded herself that she had changed her mind. Instead, her eyes only found Sonjin, who stood across the room engrossed in conversation with a few men. A wave of loneliness washed over her, and she instinctively reached for a glass of champagne from a passing tray. She turned to slip outside for some air, but as she pivoted, she collided with Wubin, who had just walked in behind her. For a moment, they stood frozen, staring at each other as an awkward silence settled between them, thick with all the unsaid words they had both buried. Wubin broke the silence first, offering an apology and explaining that he hadn't been looking where he was going. Yuna merely nodded, her lips sealed, the memory of their unfinished history weighing heavily between them. They hadn't spoken in a long while, not since he had abruptly ended things with her, leaving behind a mess of feelings she was still untangling. Trying to ease the tension, Wubin asked how she had been, but Yuna stayed silent, her eyes drifting toward the exit. Just as she began to walk away, his voice stopped her. He confessed that he hadn't wanted things to become so strained and that he had been trying to reach out to her, though she had only responded with cold silence. Yuna turned back to face him, her expression unreadable. She told him there was nothing left to say, insisting that keeping her distance was the only way she could move forward without falling back into old habits. She added that talking to him would only be a distraction, something she could no longer afford. Though her words were strong, she lingered there for a heartbeat, searching his face for something, anything, that might hint he regretted letting her go. Beneath her brave front, her heart still ached for him more than she dared admit. But instead of the confession she secretly wished for, Wubin simply stepped closer, a soft smile playing on his lips. He said he would respect her wishes if that was truly what she wanted, and told her that in his heart she would always be his annoying little sister. He reached out, as he always used to ruffle her hair, but the gesture only sharpened her irritation. Without a word, Yuna turned on her heel and rushed outside, the sting of his indifference cutting deeper than she wanted to admit. Her mood, already fragile, shattered further with every step she took away from him. Left standing alone, Wubin watched her disappear into the night before letting out a heavy sigh. Sonjin, who had seen everything from a distance, sauntered over with a teasing grin and joked that he hoped Wubin hadn't been seeing any ghosts again. Wubin narrowed his eyes at him, ignoring the jab, and told him that instead of worrying about him, he should be more concerned about how he was going to handle seeing his own long-time ex tonight. Unfazed, Sonjin brushed it off, claiming for what must have been the 100th time that he didn't care about her anymore. Wubin leaned in closer, locking eyes with him, a sly smile tugging at the corner of his mouth as he said he was genuinely looking forward to seeing how Sonjin would handle her notorious brand of chaos. Before Sonjin could retort, a wave of applause rippled through the room, drawing both men's attention. They turned just in time to see Arin stepping into the center of the room, her bright smile lighting up every corner as the crowd welcomed her with warm claps and cheerful cheers.